Hello and welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel. Please subscribe. In today's video I will be showing you how to achieve this purpley lavender fantasy. So if you're feeling adventurous, if you want to experiment, and if you would like to see how I created this look, then all you have to do is keep on watching. Today, for my look that you just saw, I'm going to be using the Dawson Jeffree Star collaboration, the Mini Controversy palette. I'm actually so happy I got this when it initially launched. I didn't like the colour scheme as much, but this has been used and abused. I have indents in them, in the shades, and I love it. I actually am considering selling my big conspiracy palette on Depop because I don't really use that one, but this, I highly recommend it. In comparison to the big one, it's like so much more affordable, but you can get so many looks. That's why I keep doing them. I hope you don't mind that I'm using it again, but I'm going to focus on the purples today. I'm doing like a really funky look today, whereas my previous ones were more like wearable and one was smoky. This one is going to be like more fun. Let's prime the lids. Today I'm going to use my eye primer from Anastasia Beverly Hills. However, you can prime your lids with whatever you want. The makeup look is very beginners friendly, so if you don't feel comfortable doing your eyes first and then your base, you can always do your base. These shadows don't have that much fallout, so it shouldn't be a problem at all, especially the two shades that I'm going to be using today, or maybe three. We shall see. I'm going to start off by taking a very fluffy brush and the shade called Exposed. It's like a very light lavender purple shade. I love this shade. It's stunning. And I'm just going to pack this on my mobile lid up to my crease. You could use a packer brush for this, up to you completely. I'm just using this because I can now, after packing it on my lid, I can use this brush to blend it in. You shouldn't have any problems with the blending whatsoever, but if you've packed on too much like I just did, another blending brush, either a clean one to blend this in, or you can take the shade Cry on My Couch just the tiniest little bit and blend that under the brow bone. If you feel like your shadow, your blending was going way too far, you know, way too close to the brow, you can use that trick. And that by itself looks adorable, looks super cute. It makes my eyes pop. Purples make green eyes especially pop, but if you have blue eyes, it will bring out the green. So I highly recommend using purples. I'm taking yet another fluffy brush and I'm dipping into Controversy, the darker purple. I want to pack it on the brush, but I want to tap it off a lot. You can always use the back of your hand as well to take some shadow off. And I'm now just very gently kind of stamping it on the outer corner of my eye. Very gently. Not packing it on, I'm kind of blending it as I'm applying it. I want the outer corner to be just a little bit more defined. And you can totally wear this to work. It's not like neon or anything. If it's too much, just don't take the shadow as high up. But you can definitely wear something like this to work. It doesn't look too crazy. And once that darker purple's on, I'm taking my previous brush, just using it to blend it in, really make it one with the previous shade. I'm going to take a pencil brush, and if you want to wear this to work, don't do this step. I'm going to put that darker purple shade, Controversy, darkening the lash line. Again, if it's too much for you, don't do it. I am taking that fluffy brush just to blend it in. Alright, and you know what? There isn't a white shade in this palette, so I am going to help myself out with a different palette. I'm going to dip into the Anastasia Alyssa Edwards palette. It's got white in there. However, you don't have to use this particular palette. You can sometimes even use a bit of powder to brighten up your inner corner, because that's exactly what I'm doing. I'm just taking a small flat brush, picking some of that white and then packing it on in the inner corner. This white is very pigmented, so what I always like to do is take that fluffy brush again and kind of merge my shades with it. I don't want it to be very harsh, very placed on. I'm also going to use that white to highlight my brow bone. That is it for my eyes. If you've watched my last video, you would have seen this foundation combo. I really like it, and that's what I'm going to use today. I'm going to use a mixture of L'Oreal Infallible 24-Hour Matte Cover. This is quite a recent foundation wear test. It was a little too matte, which made me think, why don't I just mix it with more of a hydrating foundation? And that's exactly what I did. I mixed it with Revolution Concealer and Hydrate, and it made a perfect combo for me. Alright, my foundation is done. Let's cream bronze. I noticed that in my last video a lot of you have picked up on the cream bronzer and are wanting to try out cream bronzer. That makes me so happy, you don't even know, because this is my favorite thing to do in my makeup. I always use the Revolution Matte Base Concealer in 13.5. It is a concealer. I don't like the matte base line apart from this bad boy, but I don't use it for my under eye, of course. It doesn't work for that. It's way too creamy, it's way too heavy, but this is such a good cream bronzer. Today I'm going to show you a different version of how I can apply it, or how I would apply it. I usually pick it up on the brush, scrape some with the brush, and then I stamp. I go around the places where I'm going to be bronzing, and I usually do my cheeks and my forehead first. I don't do my jaw because I'm way too chubby. It would emphasize the fact that I am chubby, and this double chin right here, if it had bronzer on it, it wouldn't hide it. It would make it look as if I have a beard. So I just blend it in. I kind of tap and pull, and I can immediately see I applied a little bit too much. That is fine. Don't worry, don't panic. Carry on blending and it will blend in. Another way to apply this is to go straight in with the stick. However, that's when you can overdo it, because you would think that, you know, you need a massive line. That is enough for your whole cheek. I actually like to do little dots with it, and again I'm kind of using the stamp and pull motion, focusing on my cheek, my temple, and then my forehead. I like to add the tiniest bit under my lip, and then I add a dot underneath my chin. I don't contour my jawline or my chin too much, but I do want to even myself out. This is quite, you know, heavy on the top, and I do want to be a little bronzed on my chin as well and underneath my lip to kind of balance everything out. Otherwise I would be very pale on the bottom and very bronzed on the top. I also contour my nose with this, and I use the Morphe R32 for this. It's like a stumpy little brush, and I dip the tip in my contour. I use the tip to draw a line underneath the tip, and then I put it on the side and I drag it along the side of my bridge. Do it the same on the other side, and then I just use this brush to blend this in, and then I take my Expert face brush and then I blend it in a little bit more. Super quick, super easy. Highly recommend. I loved how my under eye looked in the previous video, and I did use my trusty Collection Lasting Perfection, so that's exactly what I'm going to use today. I use the shade number 1. And the reason why I did my cream bronzer before my concealer is because I can use my sponge to blend in that cream contour. If I applied too much of it and I couldn't tame it down with my brush, I sometimes use the sponge to apply a little bit of concealer into it. Let's set. I'm going to use my RCMA No Colour Powder. I really like this. It's very fine, not too heavy. The only drawback is that it has flashback, but I barely use flash. I use a damp beauty sponge and work that powder in. I never bake. Baking is a little too matte for me. And then I take a fluffy brush. I just give it a quick 1, 2, 3. I didn't pick up any powder. I'm using whatever I have on my face already to kind of set everything. I'm not going to add blush, I'm not going to add highlight yet because I want to finish my eyes first. However, before I finish my eyes, I want to do my brows because they don't look good. And as always, I'm filling in my brows with the Eyelaw pomade in blonde. Okay, time to finish off the eyes. Let's pick my palette up. What do I want to do? Ooh.
No.
I'm going to take that fluffy brush. This might be a mistake. I probably should use a rather more precise brush for my lower lash line, but let's use this instead. I want to fluff that lighter purple, the exposed shade, on my lower lash line. I like this a lot. And I'm going to take a pencil brush for the controversy shade. I'm going to put it all over my lower lash line, close to the lashes. I'm just placing it on with this pencil, or this pencil brush rather. And now again with that fluffy brush, I'm just blending this in. It's so cute.
No.
I think the look will benefit with a little bit more of the darker purple on my top lid close to the lash line. So I'm reapplying that, making sure it's blended in. I'm adding a white liner into my waterline. For my mascara today, I'm of course using L'Oreal Lash Paradise. For my falsies today, I'm of course going to use Sminko PL and the style is Freak. Let's do the lips. I want to try something different. You can wear whatever lipstick you want. A nude, even a brown would probably kind of look good with this look. I want to go a little outside the box, so I'm taking my I'm Royalty, which is a purple shade, and thanks to one of my subscribers I own the Oh My God lipstick from the Shane Dawson collection, so I'm going to mix the two. I think Jeffree Star had a similar shade in his collection, and I think it might be called Blow Pony. So yeah, it is outside the box, but they look cool. And a final touch, we obviously need blush. I might skip highlighter again today, I know. I cannot skip blush though. I think adding the purples on my cheeks would be a mistake. I definitely need a pink, so I'm taking my trusty W7 Candy Blush in Orion. I use this all the time. Just the right amount of pigmentation. And as always, I'm applying it on the tops of my apples and then on my nose a little bit as well. Okay you guys, so here it is. This is my final lavender slash purple look, which I have created using the mini controversy palette from Shane Dawson and Jeffree Star. Again you guys, I love this palette. There's so many looks you can do with this. Don't get discouraged. I would totally wear this on a daily basis. I love the color scheme. I love wearing purples on my eyes. If you have green eyes, if you have blue eyes, try purple eyeshadow. It will change your life. I'm thinking, let's do something with the blues next time, shall we? Let me know what you think of this look down in the comments below. As always, I would love to know what you think of it. I always appreciate your feedback. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have enjoyed that. If you did, make sure to like, comment, subscribe. You are the best. I hope to see you next time.